Okay. SPX open gap down. Potential of 10-point gap. We open right below the centroid, which is interesting. Straddles about 26 points here. Looks like SPX is headed up. Let's see. This is our line in the sand for today. Hey Koshik. Feel like crap today. So bear with me. That was about 27 points, I believe, at open. Check again. It was actually 26 points. I'm gonna zoom in here. Claude is upside bias. Yesterday, Claude was also upside bias. I didn't really believe it, but I didn't believe it today either. I don't believe it today either. Positioning is symmetric according to Alma, so the market can benefit from a move on either side. I got 75.70 as like the magnet, but things could change. 76.20 is also another magnet, but you got 76.15 that's in the way. Let me move to OptionsDepth here. The centroid is again the line in the sand. Yesterday we ended up settling at 7600, which was like the perfect magnet zone. It was like a massive dark blue area. Yeah, we overshot it, but we came right back towards the 7600 yesterday to close. And decision-making process might not be great today, so keep that in mind. But we're generally in positive gamma. You got some localized negative gamma positioning. That's 75.75 through 75.85, and you can kind of see that here locally. And then after that, everything above 76.30 through to 76.50. Which all kind of lined up really nicely with Alma's levels today. There is some news at 10, I believe. Yeah, US JOLTS job openings. NQ is kind of dropping, which is interesting. Semiconductors continues to move up. But the range seems pretty defined here. I think 76.20, which is yesterday's high of day, I believe, around there. And I'd say about 75.50, something like that. I want to see if I can find a short opportunity. Last night was interesting. I was watching the charts a little, and I noticed that we were headed down towards the previous day low. We did not sweep it though, which is interesting. And NQ did something very similar also, both of which did not sweep. So I was looking at it at that time and I was like, hey, I don't know if I go long, but if I wanted to go long off the sweep, but anyways, I don't think I was really wanting to trade that per se without like I didn't want to leave orders on. YM is on a rocket right now. Holy cow. At the expense of NQ. And of course, ES is kind of pinned here. Are you seeing anything so far, Koshik? I would have wanted to see a gap fill and then spool down, but not seeing that. No gap fill, just right now centroid price action, and then got a little bit of a down move there, oddly. everything starts slowing down between 75.70 through to 75.50 if we should head down there. Currently we're sitting at 75.85. Alma Centroid is also her weekly upside pivot. I want to think Claude is wrong today. And yesterday it was definitely potential for Claude to be more, well, it wasn't directionally biased, but it said it is low conviction direction, but it anticipates upside. Whereas today it seems to think high conviction to the upside, but I think it's just basing it off of trend resumption. So I am not particularly betting on that strong upside that Claude, like I'm kind of doubting it, but we'll see how everything plays out. I'm about 37 hours into my fast. And that's why I feel pretty crummy right now. I just loaded up on some electrolytes. So hopefully that kicks in, and I assume it's a lot of it's just dehydration from sleeping. But I definitely don't see anything right now that I like. Yeah, I only see 76.20 as magnetic, and then 75.50 through 75.70 possible magnets. We'll see what the 10 a.m. news brings. YM 15 minutes, just a massive green candle. It did not take out yesterday's highs though. So it's so far just an inside day on both NQ and ES and YM. Looks like we're approaching the gap fill here. Actually, let me transition back to the option set chart. This is the daily and this is how it looks. Yeah, the price action should stay within 75.50 through to 76.30. That's kind of like what I'm anticipating in terms of a range based on positioning alone, but the straddle is only 26 points. So it doesn't seem to really bet on much movement here. It's all within yesterday's range for the most part. One hour looks like it's going to try to close bullish here, but we got another 12 minutes. YM starting to pull back a little. VIX trying to fill that gap from today's open. Today's, I guess it would be London open. But this thing can move all the way down to close out the Monday's gap too. Because VIX popped up yesterday. The gap on VIX is around 15.4. And we're currently sitting at 16.1 right now. I'm going to be super low energy, Koshik. I mean, I'm not exactly that entertaining from the get-go, but it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough day. Yeah, I still got nothing here. The negative gamma pocket seems to be increasing in size here. Up towards 76.05, maybe even 76.15. NQ is bumping back up while YM is headed back down. Amazing. SPX 75.95 here. One hour looks like it's going to close bullish, so it's hard to be bearish here. So far, no sweeps. Inside day for the most part. I think the only sweep I may be looking for, but I won't be jumping in right away, is the overnight highs on either NQ or ES. Either one works. Overnight high is about 7 points higher here on ES. Still hugging the centroid here. I mean, NQ was so close to its overnight highs, but it did not sweep. So we'll see what in 4 minutes the news should be out. So we'll see what we get from there. Netanyahu said Mossad to stay at forefront against Iran aggression. The Iranian regime is destined to vanish. We'll help end it. Okay, so there's NQ sweep. I'm gonna have a slower approach today, so I don't think a decision-making process is gonna be very quick. I don't feel that sharp. $75.9. Still here. We're still hovering around that centroid. Centroid is line in sand. Market shorts vol here and expect heavy vacuum to both way up and down here. Remember, the profile is also almost symmetric, says Alma. Yeah, 1 hour looks pretty bullish here. That was the 10 o'clock. What was the news? So, actual job openings is much higher than forecasted and previously announced than, I guess, the previous month's reading. Bit of SMT here, but the candle looks bullish to me on the 1 hour, so wow, this centroid is like the perfect line in the sand, and it's just hanging out here. AFO, how you doing, man? What are you seeing today? Any biases that you got? right now I'm seeing magnets around 76.20 and then towards 76.70, and this whole pocket here could be slow supportive movement if price action should break down towards here. But I'm expecting the range to stay contained within 75.50 through 76.30 on SPX. And right now we've been hanging around this centroid, which is kind of our line in the sand for the day. The 1 hour candle still looks too bullish for me to want to short or downside, so I have to and typically my strategy would be an overnight high sweep or a previous day high sweep or a move back into the range, like towards a POC. Yeah, we're in this negative gamma pocket between 75.80 through 76.05 right now. You think it's long? Yeah. Based on the hourly candle, I was thinking long too. I can't play it though because the risk is just insane here. Well, it's not insane, but like it's just a risk I'm not willing to take towards the upside, given that the overnight highs are only about 5-6 points away here. 5-minute doji on NQ just formed after the news. The NQ did sweep its overnight highs, but you don't like trading Tuesdays. What do you normally trade, FO? What instrument and what style of trading do you generally trade? Like, are you a GEX trader, a gamma trader, or volume profile, or ICT? You're an ICT guy? Yeah, that sounds like it. I seem to remember Tuesdays being like an ICT thing. Both Koshik's someone else who's always in this chat too, and he's very familiar with ICT, and so am I. We've kind of went through the ICT training, if you will, which we somewhat still use as an entry model, but I think we both use volume profile to help guide our decision making. But I'm definitely a GEX trader, which is why I always have this chart open. I would say this is like generally a different version of Gex that people normally see. Yeah, the 1 hour is still looking pretty bullish. But technically, we met the higher candle requirement there from the 1 hour. And that massive bottom wick close. Yeah. It's looking like that today. Very boring Tuesday. Yesterday was pretty boring too. Until about like noon. That's when we really started to move up towards that gamma magnet. And that gamma magnet was at 7,600 yesterday, and believe it or not, we rocketed through towards 7616 SPX, and then back down to 7,600 to settle. So that magnet definitely was active. The straddle at open was 26 points. The straddle right now is 21. So the market's pricing in a 21 point move from here. From the open, the options market was pricing in a 26 point move from the opening price of SPX. So that'll take us to about yesterday's highs and the lows of also yesterday, plus or minus. It's close enough anyways. So that's what the straddle high and straddle low essentially measures. And it looks like we're headed for that overnight high at the very least on ES. I got a naked POC around 76.15, I believe. 76.15 on ES. Yeah, plus or minus 1 point. Because the 15-minute chart is showing the naked POC at 76.13.5 on ES. But I normally rely on the hour chart or the 4-hour chart. And the hour chart and the 4-hour chart is closer to 14.15. But all that, in theory, that should work. Regardless, it's not exactly going to be perfect, right? So we'll see if we can climb up there. And then if we do climb up there, which is yesterday's naked POC, we'll see how we get it, if we get a reaction. Especially if NQ sweeps the high of day or previous day high. So if ES touches the naked POC while NQ sweeps the previous day high, it could be a reasonable reversion there. It's not a trend shift, but it could be. I just don't believe in a trend shift right now, especially after the positive jolts data. Yeah, there's the overnight sweep. Oh, sorry, that was the London sweep. Overnight sweep's just a few ticks higher. That's 7,600 SPX. 7,600 SPX. And the upside pivot is at 7,606. So we're nearing that point here. Yesterday's summit will arrive. Yeah, it's definitely looking like it's pretty close for NQ. ES is still a little bit of ways, but it's very possible. I will look for a potential rejection off at 7615 area on ES. I'm currently trying to do a 72-hour fast, so my energy level is pretty low today, and my decision-making process might not be the best, because I'm about 37 hours into this fast, and I don't feel super great. So be wary of my decision-making process, both you and Koshik. But I do like the magnet towards 7620, 7630 on the gamma chart. See these dark blue zones here? That's dealer positive gamma, and generally acts as a magnet. And then you got the one below at 7570. I don't believe that'll stop me from trying a short trade off the POC, off the naked POC. But I'll be looking for some sort of entry model on a lower time frame. The 5 minute there, the 1010 candle closed high volume. There's a potential that there's a potential for a turnaround here if just after the London high sweep. I would have wanted to see a few points higher. Because it's the 5 minute is showing a swap this here. Yeah, so this 5 minute is showing a higher volume candle off of the London high, which was about 4 a.m. New York time. So there's a potential that we may just turn around here. I like a good high volume candle projection. But I'm not ready to short yet. I really wanted to see just a tad bit higher. Overnight high. Yeah, we got so close to overnight high. A few ticks off. Maybe just one tick. And the naked POC is just a few points higher. This might be it, but let's look at positioning to see how it's developing. Localized positive gamma now. So the negative gamma effect has the positioning came off over here. So before dealers, customers were kind of much more long calls or long puts at 7,600 and through here, but you can see the positioning starting to come off a little. And now it's like a more like a dealer, sorry, a customer short, which is a long gamma position. The blue is long gamma, the yellow is negative gamma, impact, localized. Let me just see. Yeah, at 76.05, they're long. Customers are betting on upside. They're long calls, ODTE. And then at 75.90, they're long puts, which is all causing that negative gamma effect. Okay, there you go. There's the pump. Yeah, what's interesting is that I took a screenshot of this pre-market, the gamma, the breakdown by strike, and the charm chart. Threw it in because I've been trying to train Claude how to read it. And, ooh, a little bit of a SMT here. That's interesting. Just on the 5 minute here. You can say it on the 15 minute. This candle and the previous candle. So we'll kind of see how we act here. But that was the overnight high. I had to try that, but I'm not particularly confident in the move there. I tried it on one of my other evals. I haven't taken a trade on this other eval that I've been tracking here. But I like the SMT. I want it a little bit higher though on ES. Just a few points. Talking about like 3 points higher. But we'll see if this SMT holds. So far, we have a 17-point range established. I think because I'm fasting, I don't really want to take a trade with like the account I'm close to passing. Or on a live account. I'm gonna hate it if SPX stays pinned around here, because YM looks like it's gonna try to push back up while NQ heads down here. So I feel like the play would have been on NQ. There's the 1 minute IFVG retest of 76.10. Koshik, wondering if you got a play on this. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh no! Oh, it's a paper. Hey, hey. Your papers are like 10 for 10. So I think that's good luck. You entered off. Did you enter off the IFVG essentially? I really like the SMT there. So I would have liked if ES went a little bit higher towards that naked POC. And if it took out that naked POC, I would have liked that a lot more because the volume would have been much better. Yeah, I agree. I'm not like 100% sure about this trade. So I didn't end up copying with everything that I have. Like we can bounce off that centroid again, which is just 2 points away, which happens to be the POC on ES. 30-minute. The 30-minute candle is going to close very interesting here. And I'll decide whether or not I hold. We still got a minute though. I'm hoping that we close right around the POC. Run right back up here, right off the POC. Let's see if we can there you go. $11 seconds for this 30-minute close. I don't think I'm gonna like it. 8 seconds. Oh man, this doesn't look good. Come on. 30-minute chart. Let's see it. Oh, so ugly. I would have preferred a doji close. Come on, hold this 1 minute FVG. Nope. Draw for you is 75.75 ES. Yeah, I can see it. That would be nice. That would run 75.75. Yeah, that's like massive. I think I'm only risking about 3 or 4 points. Let me see here. Just under 4 points. $75.70. Yeah, I would like a move towards 75.70 SPX, and that would happen to be where the overnight low is, which is your draw. But this looks like it's magnetic upwards. You hesitated with good reason and ended up putting it on the paper account. So that was good. Mind you, I think that went about 6 points for me. Just under 6 points. But it looks like my stop loss is going to get hit. I didn't adjust my stop loss to break even. Which I think whoa, what was that? On TradingView, the candle just freaked out. That was ugly. Just massive, massive bottom wick on TradingView. I don't know where that data's coming from, but messed up my charts. Triggered. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it too? That's insane. Yeah, I took the L on that. Wow, that was nasty. Do you see it on TradingView too? Or, sorry, not TradingView, Trade of 8? Did you actually trade on Trade of 8? I'm not seeing it on my NinjaTrader. Yeah, only on TradingView. Okay. Oops. I think that was around. We're around that naked POC right now. Oh my goodness, look at all these whacked up candles. What are they trying to do on TradingView? Imagine trading off TradingView. Yeah. Yeah. Based on TradingView, definitely that draw happened. What a shame, because my take profit should have hit. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I knew that the half an hour, that 30-minute candle wasn't particularly great. Like, I would have wanted to see a flat close on the 30-minute with a decent top wick, but didn't end up getting it. All right, we're moving up towards the upside pivot here, about a point away, which is also where the naked POC is. Alma said, below the pivot, some model says a downside drift can be expected. Above the pivot, target is magnetic, but she doesn't particularly state that the pivot is a reversion play, where she normally says, hey, it's a high probability reversion play. Man, the 5-minute chart looks so messed up right now because of those massive wicks. I had to rescale my drawing, but the wicks make the candle look ridiculous. So I'll be watching my my Ninja Trader charts instead. Yeah, if you're trading Forex, this stuff, like those massive wicks happen so frequently on Forex. Like a lot of brokers are not very reliable for Forex. I'm gonna try this again. Pray for me. This is where I wanted the short from. So it's a shame that I showed it a little early there. YM is actually headed up. But NQ is trying to reverse here. I hate this price action. I hate this divergence that's occurring between YM and NQ. Taking the short on the same accounts. Oh yeah, it looks like I'm going to get killed again. Yeah, this is crazy. Every time YM comes down, NQ goes up. and it just keeps doing that. They act opposite. Yep, that's it. Okay, I think I'm just gonna stop. We'll see what happens here. That triggered me out. I'm down about 7 points today. Yeah, we're hanging around the that upside pivot now. But it looks like we're headed for further upside. Just not sure. It's just really slow again. And now the gamma profile is still pretty positive, I would say. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the short, but yeah, that was where I wanted to take the short. But I ended up trying 2 shorts, one off the overnight high and then one off the naked POC. But and now I'm just gonna watch this thing play out and see where we end up. Like, I don't think it was a particularly bad short. I think the my risk was pretty contained, so I'm not completely upset about it. I'm not upset about it, but would be nice just to be green, you know. But right now it does look as if we got a potential move up towards 76.20, 76.30. That's the magnet, but NQ here is turning a little. I just really don't like YM is slowly pushing back up here. It's just not coordinated. I think we're approaching yesterday's value area high here. NQ's got or well, the 1 hour candle has about 11 minutes left. So we'll see what comes up from the 1 hour. But even with like my brain frog, I think like I don't think those are bad trades. But maybe that's the brain fog speaking. Like I think it was very manageable. And a risk that I was willing to take. I think I would be willing to take it even if I was having food, eating food. It's not like these candles look like steaks, you know? But I think that nauseous feeling is starting to go away, which is great. That's how I started off the stream. I was like feeling quite nauseous. And I think the electrolytes are starting to kick in. And the green tea. I also had a little tiny bit of coffee, which I haven't been drinking much of over the past 6 months or so, maybe even like almost a year. But yeah, I have to think we're moving up towards that that dark blue zone, similar to what we did yesterday. But yeah, I think that that initial trade off of the where you also took the trade off overnight highs on ES and the 1 minute IFVG, that entry was actually pretty good. If it had we got it from the IFVG, I think the IFVG was only 1 point higher than where I entered, but the trade actually, like the high probability take profit was off the POC, the session POC, which it hit. Both ES and NQ hit its POC. So in theory, I probably should have taken it off. But I was being a little too hopeful. Does Trade-O-Vate have the indicators that you use on TradingView? Yeah, the 1 hour chart looks super bullish. Let me check the 1 hour on. Yeah, the 1 hour chart looks super bull on ES. It has, but not with the settings I need. Oh, gotcha. Damn, that's brutal. I'm not sure why it did that. But oddly enough, my what data are you using on TradingView? Are you using the because you can log in and use the data that you have from the prop firms, right? So I assume you're using it off Lucid, correct? Lucid CME data. Yeah, that's good. And you still have that issue. What's funny is mine is Trade-of-8. Mine is did I say Trade-of-8? I meant Trade-of-Fi. Trade-of-Fi's data, which they get off the CME, but it's so they get it off Trade-of-8, and Trade-of-8 gets off the CME. But Trade-of-8 for the prop firms, they have a completely different back end, I think, if that's the correct terminology. I don't know that it is. So but they're technically two separate data sources between the live NinjaTrader and Trade-of-8 data. So like if you're actually funded your own account through Trade-of-8 and or NinjaTrader, same company, your data is direct from Trade-of-8. It's not the prop firm data. So prop firm data uses Trade-of-8 prop, and there's a few things that kind of happen in the background, I believe. That I'm not too sure what is, but what happens in the background and why they needed to separate it. But right now, I do not see it because I do not see it on... Actually, let me... Wait, you don't see it on Trade-of-8 either. So this is strictly a TradingView problem, because you said you didn't see it on Trade-of-8, right? On their platform, even though you're using prop firm data. So this is strictly a TradingView problem. Yeah, what a shame. I thought it was the difference between Trade-of-8 prop and Trade-of-8 live. But it seems like this is just a TradingView problem. So the only other play that I have would probably be Alma's target reversion. So, oh no, actually, maybe not. I don't even believe in that anymore, because the gamma profile has shifted substantially. So the only way I can see potential rejection here, 76.27, 76.27. I think if we head towards 76.40, if we head towards 76.40, 76.45, I'll probably try a rejection back down towards 74.35, 74.20 on SPX, of course. So have to like do the calcs in order to figure out what levels those are on ES. But that's the only thing that I'd be looking for. Ooh, my energy has picked up quite a bit. I think the coffee, the green tea, and the electrolytes are working. Yeah, yeah, it'll definitely be. I'll probably have to take a nap later today just to get through today. Yeah, technically my fast will be done 72 hours from the moment. So I think I had an orange. I had an orange. What day was that? Sunday. Sunday at 9. Sunday at 9 p.m. So Sunday at 9. Yesterday at 9 p.m. would have been 24 hours from the moment that I had the orange. And then today at 9 p.m. will be 48 hours. And then I'll wake up. I'll probably go to sleep tonight, and I don't know how I'll feel, but I can't imagine I feel great. But then I'll wake up and I'll only have like another 14 hours to go. But on Wednesday, I don't know if I'm going to eat at 9 p.m. because I don't normally eat at 9 p.m. That was just the last thing I ate was an orange. So I may not eat until Thursday morning. Yeah, my scale's so messed up. I gotta rescale this myself. That 1 hour candle has like a massive fair value gap. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be in worse shape tomorrow, so bear with me. I was trying to find the Indian dish that I like. The Indian Hakka dish, but I don't remember what it was called. I don't even know if it's like the correct thing, but I think it's a paneer, but I just don't know which type. I've only had it a few times. I'm just checking the their menu here. But I remember, like, I'm not a big fan of curries. I even hate Thai curries. Curries are just not my thing. But when I went to eat at this place, I was like, holy cow, this is really good. Like, I need more of this. Okay, let me look that up. Near butter masala. That looks pretty good. North Indian, eh? Yeah, I think that looks pretty similar to what I've had. I'm gonna just cycle through this to see if there are some other pictures here. I'm in between that dish, which I think is it's going to be a little harsh on my stomach if I break a fast with that. So it was either that or like some Vietnamese food, like a pho, bone broth pho. I can only look at food right now. Yeah, I can't find it. I think it is that, come to think of it. The restaurant name is called Kalyug, but it's a Indian and Hakka place. So I don't think it's like the most popular Indian place here. There's a few other ones. I think one is called Ahora, and then the other one is Banjara. And Banjara seems to be like both Banjara and Ahora is like very popular here. I think it's rated like top 2, I believe. I can eat Banjara, but my wife likes to eat Banjara. But I like that Kalyug place. I could be just butchering it, so don't. I'm definitely butchering it, actually. Let me check this. Might be the korma. Honestly, I can't tell the difference just based on the picture, but I'm not a very seasoned Indian food eater. Is it the korma? Yeah, based on the pictures, I can't tell the dishes apart, which is why I gotta figure out what the heck I ate there because they recommended it for me. Achari chicken paneer. That's potentially what I ate too. Oh, wait, did I tell you the restaurant name is Kalyug? Kalyug. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That looks like it. Yeah. I think they say they're an Indian restaurant, but I'm not sure that they truly are because they say it's Hakka too. Pure positive gamma here. I think we're gonna sweep the previous day high, and we're gonna move into this blue block area towards 76.35. That's magnetic. But if we head to 76.40, 76.45, I'd like a rejection play off that. Yeah, yeah. Your prediction is definitely correct. SPX has already swept the previous day high. ES did not. Might reach as high as 76.35 and touch 76.40. Yes, exactly. Exactly what I'm looking for. Sorry, that's on... is that your ES prediction or is that your SPX prediction? Here must... Musa. Take a look at this. Yeah, it could be the Paneer Musalam. And my trading view chart's all messed up because of that one candle. Oh no, they cleaned it up. I think they cleaned it up. It doesn't have that massive bottom wick anymore. Actually, NQ's starting to have it. Trading view's messed up today. Can't rely on it. Yeah, I like a move towards that 76.35 SPX though. And then if we do hit 76.45, 76.40, I would like to see a rejection back down. I don't know how fast it'll be, but that's all SPX, by the way. Yeah, that 76.30 is looking real blue. I like that as the gravity on the gamma chart. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's like the Hakka region of China. I didn't realize it was South China, but yeah, I think there's probably some issues that were happening there during like some war, I would imagine, or something along those lines. And the Hakka people, there's they migrated both to India and to, I believe, the Caribbean, so like Jamaica, which is why we have Hakka Caribbean food, which is very interesting. And we have Chinese people that that kind of speak in a Caribbean accent. Kolkata? Hey, Kolkata sounds very familiar to me. But yeah, I think initially I was thinking a magnet towards 76.20, 76.30, but now it's looking like 35 or 75.70. Could have gone either way. I know when I copy pasted this information into Claude, they were pretty bullish. Claude was extremely bullish, high conviction bullish. I just didn't see it. I was kind of bearish, but bear bias to some degree. But yeah, it looked like the bull played out very nicely. Yeah, it's trickling up. All right, see you later, Koshik. Kept you for too long. 'All right, we're approaching that ES sweep. $76.20 came off quite a bit. I'm gonna see what happened there. Primarily, it was dealer long gamma positions, which is customer short gamma or short options. So they could have been short calls there. Short calls would have made the most sense, to be honest. But that has changed. And now they are only 1,200 positions short calls and a few that are long put, 400 long put, which is why you end up with about 800 in dealer short positionings net. So yeah, a lot of that positioning came off because the start of the day, they had 3,800 short calls there from a customer side, which acts as positive gamma and more or less a magnet. But that position has since came off. And 76.35 came on. 9K sizing. So if I zoomed out, you can kind of see the difference there. Or the magnitude in that positioning. This is a customer short call spread. So they're betting on collecting premium if price stays below 76.35. Right now, 76.20 is actually pretty sticky here. No sweep there, eh? Not yet. I would have liked to see a sweep there. $76.20 is holding here. It's looking pretty good. SPX did sweep, but ES did not, oddly enough. And 76.20 was the SPX reading from this morning based on massive sizing that we had there. Positioning stuck out like a sore thumb. Just waiting for it to load here. I'm not sure what's taking so long. There you go. Yeah, 76.20 was the dealer positive gamma. Heavy dealer positive gamma, actually. But if you scroll down, 76.20 had pretty large sizing there. Yeah, 76.20. But that has since changed. And you can kind of see 76.20 is no longer that same large sizing. But some market maker books still has 76.20, so they have to hedge against it. So if price rises towards it, they need to sell ES futures in order to stay delta neutral. But it looks like now the magnet has shifted towards 76.30-ish, towards 40 maybe, 30, 40. I would have considered a short had ES swept there. YM also did not sweep its previous day highs. But that 5-minute candle on 11.20, that's something that I really like. You get a top wick, almost like a shooting star candle formation. And it has higher volume than the previous. And I believe... Let me see. Oh, maybe it was an SMT. Now the 15-minute chart is showing doji. Yeah, I would have liked the downside a bit better if had we swept. Because if we swept, that higher volume candle ends up being even higher volume. And to me, that's like a termination candle. And looking for a pullback there. But I didn't take this one. It's a good 5-minute level there. Or 5-minute candle, I should say. Yeah. It did fail to close above. .15-minute doji here on NQ. So I'm watching that. FO, where are you from? I think you changed your picture. Otherwise, someone else is copying your YouTube profile name. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Oh man. You guys are putting on a lot of good boxing matches over there. It was wild. I remember watching a few of them. I was actually watching the Francis Ngannou one. How are things over there in Saudi Arabia? Are you experiencing any crazy inflation? I know you guys are probably not experiencing any oil shortage, I would imagine. NQ is rising up here. Let's see what we get here. Definitely don't love anything here. NQ is very close to sweeping here. It's not an automatic short though. No, no sweep on NQ. You're kidding me. Let's see if we can get that NQ sweep here and see how ES reacts off of it. Bit of SMT here, but nothing really worth noting. Like the whole day has been SMT for the most part on a lower time frame. Yeah, so far 76.20. It's the best rejection spot. I guess the price action was extremely magnetic towards there. It was either that or 75.70, and I was given a little bit of edge for 75.70 towards 75.50, mainly because we were really close to there. I think we got as low as 75.83, but I would have liked to see a little bit further move down before a move up, if anything. The 76.20 was kind of like that zone where price action is attracted to, even though the positioning came off intraday, and new positioning got updated to 76.35. Just the market maker, there could be most market makers could still be exposed to the 76.20, while the intraday update, maybe only one market maker is exposed to the 76.35 positioning. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it a day here. It's nothing for me. So I'm gonna close out.